Hello. I could eat about 1.5 million of these.
Well, nobody's perfect.
Welcome to the It's a Drama podcast.
Daddy, I love him.
My mother thanks you.
If you can't say something nice.
All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
Hello and welcome to It's a Drama podcast. I am Liz, the founder of It's a Drama travel blog, travel and lifestyle blog. And who are you?
I'm Sonny, Deacle,
And?
Liz's son,
Yes.
and I'm 17 and I still live with my
I
parents.
knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, I say it
Okay,
every
is that
time.
going to be your catchline?
Yep.
Really? Okay, all right then. I'll have to think of a catchline. Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about what we did when we travelled the world, things that we did to save money. In fact, this is going to be like a little series we're going to do because a lot of people have said to us, how did you afford to travel the world? Maybe I should first of all tell you, in case you're new to this podcast, that in 2017, me and Brian, my husband, took the kids, Sonny and Tess, who were, how old were you?
I was 16.
And Tess was 13. And we took you backpacking around the world for a year because we're just so cool.
Super cool.
I know, it is, isn't it? Eh?
Yep.
Yeah. Either that or a little bit mental. But anyway, we had a brilliant time and we just want to talk about how we afforded to do it because we're not rich by any stretch of the imagination.
Just in love.
What?
Rich in love.
What? And in love with it?
Rich in love.
Oh, rich in
Yeah.
love. I thought you said rich and in love.
No, rich in love.
Okay, yeah, we're rich in love. And let's talk about so today we want to talk about couch surfing.
Yep.
We just had a little go at this before and I just completely messed it up and it was like, stop, look, this just sounds rubbish. So what we just decided there while we were just having a little bit of a discussion was why don't you ask questions, like pretend that you don't know anything about couch surfing.
Yep.
And I'll give you an idea of what it is about. And then we can talk about our experience of couch surfing and what you can expect to couch surf.
Okay.
Because, sorry, let me just finish what I'm saying a minute because you're just sitting up as if like you're ready to start. But I just want to say that some people have no idea about it. Because I was in the hairdresser's the other day and she's like, oh, what so? That must have cost you a fortune. And I'm like, well, actually, we couch surfed like nearly 40% of the time.
Yep.
And she's like, well, I've never heard of it. So to me, that was quite surprising because it's like anything. When you do something, you just assume that everyone knows about it. So first of all, let's just spend a few minutes telling people what couch surfing is.
Okay. So we're going to do the thing now?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll pretend to be your hairdresser. Okay. Do I have to do a voice?
No, don't do a
Okay,
voice.
so-
Don't do a voice.
Okay. So, well, now I feel like I have to do a voice. Okay.
No, don't do that.
Okay. Hello. Hello, Liz. So, where did you stay in Japan?
Well, we couch surfed.
Ooh, what's that?
So,
What's couch surfing, Liz?
couch surfing is a free organisation that lets travellers stay with other travellers. So it's
Right.
yeah, so they've got so if someone's got a spare room, a spare bed, a couch, and they don't mind you coming and crashing there for the night, then you're welcome to.
Okay. Does it cost anything?
No, hairdresser, it's absolutely free.
Wow, that's amazing. How would I apply for that? How do I find that? I really want to do this. This isn't sponsored, by the way.
Okay, so you be serious, Danny.
Okay. So how would I apply for this, Liz?
You go to couchsurfing.com and you sign up. It's absolutely free. Fabulous website, really, really easy to navigate and to use. You sign up, like I say, absolutely free. You make a profile, who you are, and then it gives you this big list of things like, do you smoke? Do you like parties? Do you like nature? Do you like walking? Do you like cooking? And you tick all the things that are applicable to you.
Yep.
Have you got kids?
So it's quite personal then, isn't it?
Yeah, because
Personalised, I suppose.
yeah, because the deeper in you go, the better.
Yeah.
Because you want to make sure that you've been, like I say, really particular. Don't say, I don't really mind if you smoke, and then you turn up at someone's house and they're sitting smoking rollies all night and you're choking to death because you can't stand the smell of smoke. So you've got to be really particular about, do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Okay, carry on cutting my hair then, because you're making a bit of a mess of my French.
Yeah, okay, so, well, do I have to, is there a waiting period? Do I have to apply a month before I get to this place, or can I just apply an hour before I want to go somewhere?
Right, so on the person's profile that you're applying to, there's a little thing that says usually responds with, oh no, it doesn't say that actually, it says last minute requests okay.
Yeah.
Take for Japan, for instance, the Japanese people do not like last minute requests.
No.
They like to know weeks in advance that you're coming. And don't sit too far away from the microphone there, Sonny, you won't be able to hear you.
Sorry, I was just choosing a colour.
But some people, like when we couch surfed in Italy, literally we messaged them 2 days before and said, look, we're coming on Wednesday, any chance of a room?
Yeah.
So do you get it?
Yep, I get it now. That's great, yeah.
And anything else you'd like to know?
Do I have to provide anything? Do I have to provide food? Do I have to provide my own blankets? Or
Okay, so depending on the place you go to, we never had to provide any blankets. We always had our sleeping bag with us, and we always used our sleeping bag simply because if the couch surfer does provide blankets, it's polite to at least put those blankets in the washing machine, or quilt cover in the washing machine before you. Do you remember we couch surfed in America in Charleston? And she specifically said that, didn't she? She said, "Oh, could you just make sure that you put all your bedding in the washing machine?"
Yeah,
which is fair enough. But no, it's just easier to turn up with a sleeping bag, and they will provide the pillows. And food-wise, it's not. You shouldn't expect that people are going to make you any dinner, but it will say on their profile, kitchen facilities available, and nearly everyone we went to, we shared meals with them, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, my last question is, let me think of one. Do you really have to sleep on a couch every time?
Yeah, that's a good question, because that's what people always think, isn't it? It's like,
yeah.
No, I wouldn't want to sleep on a couch. Well, I'm going to say that in all the couch surf, we stayed with 37 couch surfing hosts throughout the year.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that.
Yeah, 37. And
a lot of stressful nights.
And wasn't it wonderful, Sonny?
It was. It's just that I think the most stressful bit.
Hang on. You can
Okay.
tell me about that in a minute.
Right.
What did you just ask me?
I asked you, do you really have to sleep on a couch
That's
every
right.
night?
So 37 times, and I never once slept on a couch. I think you did once.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Brian's putting his hand up. You never did.
Yes, I did in Japan.
When?
Banners.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Brian.
But it was a
Anyway,
really plush, comfy
You're not even in the
couch.
hairdressers.
And
You're
the-
just doing
the-
the sound in the corner. So
The
can you be
reason
quiet?
Brian slept on the couch was because he had a bad back and he didn't want to sleep on the floor.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a big, plush, comfy leather couch.
Yeah, it was a big, lovely, big leather couch. So
Plush.
anyway, don't talk.
It wasn't wicker. Okay, anyway.
You were on your apprentice in the corner, washing hair.
Just building my part.
So yeah, okay. So are we clear what couch surfing is then?
I think so, yes. That's
And
great.
I just want to be clear, because you wouldn't ask me this because you don't know. But I just want to be clear that it's not like a DOS down. That's what people said to me. It's like, oh no, you get this image of like rock up. Everyone's just, yeah, man, just can't, sleep on my couch, and it's actually better than an Airbnb. I tell people that all the time, and I don't think they believe me. So that's why we're going to talk about this. You better make it sound positive, boy. I'm telling you now.
Yeah, I will. Well, we're not sponsored, so
No.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't have to sell it to you. You can just give you an honest opinion.
All right then. Okay. Okay. So how should we do it then?
Well, what are your points? Let's have a look. Okay, so I think we've covered all of these. Okay, so why don't we talk about how you felt half an hour before going to a couch surfer's house?
Okay.
What was going through your mind and your stomach?
Can I just first say something?
Yeah.
Because when we started this trip, when we were planning for this trip, you actually said to me, and don't deny this because this is true, Sonny, you said to me, you went like this,
Yeah.
like that annoying little teenage. There's no way you're going to sleep on someone's couch.
I didn't say that.
You did.
I
You did
didn't.
You did say that. You went as if you're going to do that.
My grandma said that.
Yeah, and so did you. And to be honest, that made me even more determined because you regret saying that now, don't
Doesn't
you?
kill you, makes you stronger.
Yeah. And you get to meet people. And anyway, we'll talk about the positives and the negatives
Yeah.
in a minute. So, yeah, it was one of those things that you might not think that you can do couch surfing, people out there who think they're too delicate. And well, I don't know why you thought I wouldn't do it, but you can do it because it's really, really easy.
Yep.
And it's sociable, and even though I'm sociable, but it's sociable and it's free, which is brilliant as well. But back to your original question, how did I feel half an hour before? You know what I'm going to say because
Yep.
you
I was there.
Yeah, to be honest, I was just so nervous because you don't know who you're going to meet. You know, and you're thinking, oh no, what is it? It was easier because there was 4 of us.
Yeah.
I don't know, and it would be all right if it was just 2 of you. It might be a bit more difficult if there was just 1 of you.
I suppose it's a bit like a coin toss, isn't it? If they're going to be weird or normal. Like, you know, heads and they're normal. Like Christina in Italy. She was really nice, just looked after us. And then the people in Berlin. It's just weird, wasn't it?
Don't say that.
Why?
Well, for a start, they might listen.
Yeah, but they won't listen.
Okay, so we stayed with lots and lots of people in Berlin. So
Yeah,
if you're thinking you're the
hundreds.
one, then no, that wasn't
Yeah.
you, definitely not. So anyway, they weren't weird actually.
They were.
Why?
Just were. I don't know, anyway.
No, go on. Why were they weird?
Okay, because, well, first off, you went into their house and there was just no furniture in there, was there? It was just big, empty, open rooms.
They were minimalist.
No, they weren't, because then they had, like, books all across every single wall. There was no television.
Yeah,
it was
bliss.
just dark. It was just really weird in the house. Had a really weird smell to it. It was like, you know, when, like, your grandma cooks that weird, like, you know, like a stew. It
Careful.
just kind of smelled like, no, not your not my grandma. But, you know, when you go into, like, an old lady's flat and it just smells of, like, some weird stew, which you can't find. It's not even cooking. It just smells of stew. It kind of smelled like that. And, I don't know, we just got there, and I'm not going to do the accent.
No,
They were
you're
like,
not.
We are going to
No,
see
you're not
tea in
going-
the garden.
You're not
And,
going to do the accent.
No, so we had some tea in the garden, but... Okay, they put banana on pizza. Well, that was an example of just... Okay, they were just weird, you know? So me and Tessa, my sister, were playing ping pong. Oh, they're going to know who it is now, aren't they? Because and we were playing ping pong in the basement, and... Then the little girl just pushes the door open and just stands there watching us, smiling at us. And then she was like, oh, I want to play ping pong, but in a German accent. And we went, yeah, sure. And it was just awkward because after that, and then her brother came in and he was like 21. And then we played ping pong in complete silence the whole time.
Oh, but that's nice. That's like bonding over ping pong, isn't it? It's just...
But we didn't bond. It was just like me and Tess looking at each other nervously the whole time.
No, I like that. I know I came down, didn't I? And you asked me to play, and I just said, like, you know, maybe later. But no, there's nothing wrong with that, Sonny.
All right, well, that was my experience in the house.
Yeah. I think that's what you've got to remember about couch surfing as well. You've got to be really open-minded. And maybe because you're a little boy,
Just can't help yourself.
Okay, no, but yeah, you've got to be open-minded. You've got to just be prepared to meet people from all different walks of life.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was... Okay, so can I ask you a question then?
Yeah.
How did you feel half an hour before we were going couch surfing?
Like I wanted to go home.
Why?
Because it's like... You almost feel like... Well, I'm trying to put it in a way like everyone would kind of know the feeling. It's just meeting... It's like going for a sleepover at someone's house you've never met before. You know?
That's exactly what it's like, isn't it?
It's like going... I don't know if anyone's an actor out there, but it's like going on stage and performing in front of people you've never met before. Because, you know, that's what you do when you go couchsurfing. You know, you put on a smile and you do a happy face. And you said every single time, right, no arguing when we're in there. Just be happy, smile, say thank you. And you would, sometimes you look at me and go, smile. So I suppose you constantly had to be performing for them.
Oh,
and
as if.
No, because
you
then
weren't
when we went to Croatia or something, wherever we went to after a month's couchsurfing in Japan, you're just exhausted because you were like,
yeah.
And you were like, oh, I'm so glad we're on our own tonight. We don't have to be anyone, you know, we don't have to talk to anyone.
Yeah.
So I suppose it's just nervous as well. Like when we were going, okay.
Hello?
I'm just trying to think, like, you know, so like when we went to, I'm just trying to think of someone that they're not going to know it's them. You know, you just go to someone's house and you just be nervous. That's all it is, basically.
Yeah.
You'd just be nervous about meeting them and sleeping in their house because you didn't know what your room was going to look like. You didn't know what you're going to be having for dinner, you know?
But isn't that's okay. So
You're
what?
probably going to be like, that's the whole excitement about it, you know? That's the thrill. That's what I love. I just want to go travelling again. But it's just, for me...
I did love it.
No, it's character building, you know, because now you can sleep anywhere with anyone, you know? Yeah. What
positives of couchsurfing? Do you want to ask me what the positives are?
Okay, so let's list 5 positives and 5 negatives. Because you can't have the positives without the negatives.
No.
And vice versa. So
all right, then.
You go first. 5 positives, 5 negatives.
I think maybe just do 3, because 5 might be a bit long.
3 positives, 3 negatives.
Yeah. Okay, so one positive, bearing in mind here we haven't got any notes, we're just thinking off the top of our head, but one positive is it makes you realise what lovely people there are out there in the world, and kind people that will give you everything they've got, they'll share with you, okay? And that makes me feel it makes me feel proud to be a human being. I know that's being like, you know, but it's just, yeah. So that was my major positive, is just, look, these people, some of those people didn't have hardly anything and they were willing to share with us, you know. They were willing for their kids to all go in one room so we could have their room. So that is my one positive. Second positive, and this is a huge one as well, and you might not appreciate this as much as me, but second positive is, when you couch surf, you're staying with local people. Obviously, they're not tourist guides. They don't stay in this. They live in the country, or they live out on a housing estate or whatever, and they tell you some real gold about travelling in and around their town or their city. So, for instance, we couch surfed in Paris, and the guy said, "Follow me, and I'll show you where to park for free in Paris." Park for free in Paris. Yeah, you know. It was just, and
it was like 5-minute walk to the Eiffel Tower, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was literally just 2 minutes from the Eiffel Tower, and it's like, you know, and just all the things, you know, when we had dinner with them, and they just told us, you know, this is how the French drink, and it was just wonderful. It was brilliant. So that's my positive number 2, and positive number 3 has got to be, and I know it's not all about this, but positive number 3 is it's free, you know, because you can pay back those people when they come to New Zealand and say, can I stay with you? And we say, you know, oh, I'm sorry, I'm away this weekend. No, not really.
Yep.
So they come to New Zealand and they say, can we stay? And you can pay back, you know? Yeah. So although it's free, I don't like going, oh, it's free, because I don't want it to sound scabby and free. Yeah, exactly. I don't want it to be like, oh, yeah, you know, this is a way to get into, you know, free accommodation. That was my dirty free voice. But yeah.
Best of all is free.
Yeah. But it is. There's no point in denying that. Yeah. We didn't pay for any accommodation throughout the whole month that we stayed. And it was the month, by the way, not 3 weeks. 28 days that we were in Japan, and we didn't pay for one night's accommodation. There's my 3. Okay, do you want to go your 3? Because otherwise
Negatives?
It's just, but it's going to just sound as if I'm talking all the time.
Okay, positives. Okay, so I suppose you get to meet new people. Because when you're in, like, just a small town, like New Plymouth, which is where we are, you never really meet new people, you know. But when you go to Japan, you meet new people and you meet a new way of life, you know. You go to this guy's called. Should we give his name?
Who we talk? What country?
Japan. The first person we
Oh,
stayed
yeah,
with.
yeah.
Yeah. So Fumio was his name, and he was a really nice Japanese couchsurfing host. But he was obsessed with America. He just
Yeah.
loved everything American, and that was just really weird, you know, to think that someone is obsessed with America when they live in Japan. I don't know why that's weird, but like, you know, if you live in New Zealand and you're obsessed with America, it's not a big deal because the cultures and the lifestyle is very, very similar. But Japan, you couldn't really get more opposite than America, you know, because, you know, Japan is small, delicate food, for example, and then America is, you know, bigger is better kind of thing.
He left America.
Massive portions and stuff like that.
Just tell people in the salon what Fumio did for us.
When?
Well, how did what? Just give us
Which
a brief
bit?
description.
Okay,
all
so
of it.
Fumio, basically, we got to a train station, and he said, it was just in the middle of the nowhere, this train station, wasn't it? And we got to this little Japanese village, and he just messaged us and said, I'll pick you up, and I'll take you to my house.
Yeah.
Turned up in this massive, air-conditioned, lovely, lush car with I Love USA on the back sticker. And he said, oh, yeah, we'll go to your house. Got in. It was like an hour's drive, wasn't it? Which is pretty far, but it was through all this lovely Japanese wilderness and, like, it was almost like
gorgeous,
Canada,
isn't it?
I'd explain. That's what I compared the
Yeah,
scenery to.
yeah.
It was like pine forests and stuff. You know, you'd expect it to be bamboo, but it wasn't. It was almost like pine forest and paddy fields. And
I'll write the name of the place down in the show notes. By the way, I can't remember it now, but I'll find out.
And then the next day, he took us out for like donuts.
Yeah.
You know, he took us out, showed us around the town. He bought us donuts.
Yeah.
You know, and then we got on Japanese television because he took us to this little parade, and then we got onto Japanese television, which was really cool.
What did he cook us that night?
Good question. I can't remember.
But
It was just like a load of fish and
Yeah.
rice, and
Yeah.
it was just like a big Japanese meal, which is amazing considering you've never met this person before.
and what was your room like?
Oh, our room.
Yeah.
So it was like a big. So we had the oldest room in the house, because basically what he was Fumio was a samurai. He was like, his family was samurai, and they owned the mountain
That's right.
that
Yeah.
the village was on, and mountain. That was like a big hill, you know, not like a peaked mountain, but a big hill, and basically stayed in the oldest room in the house. It was one of those raised rooms, you know, with like that's raised off and it had like paper sliding doors
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that, and it was just amazing, you know, because it was just
Gorgeous, wasn't it?
yeah. We just slept on the floor on like futons.
On futons, yeah.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
I loved it there.
Yeah, you did. That was your favourite place, wasn't it?
Japan, yeah, it was.
Yeah. So go on then. You're number 2 now. So
Number 2, so that was my first one.
oh,
And well, we don't have to finish exactly on time. The timer is going to go off in 3 seconds.
okay. So we'll
Ready?
just go 5 minutes over then, shall we?
That's 3 minutes.
There's my
O-
timer.
Okay, so we don't have to have
No, go on.
a
We
set
can.
time, do we?
No,
You know,
no.
different.
Yeah, go on. We'll go on for another 5
Okay,
minutes.
so basically, my second one, would probably be the food. You know, you get to get these amazing local meals. You know, like when you go to a restaurant, you know, when you're staying at a hotel in say India. Well, we didn't couch surf in India, so I'll use Europe for an example.
Well, we did that one couch surf, but that didn't really count as couch surfing because he was a sort of friend, wasn't he?
Okay, yeah, and so basically we couch surfed in, say, just use Japan again because Japan's a good example. You get cooked local food, you know.
Use Italy. We couch surfed in Italy, didn't we?
Yeah, but
Christina, look at what
okay,
she cooked for
Christina.
us.
Christina just cooked us a local Italian dinner,
Yeah.
which was a risotto. You know, but when you go to a restaurant, you're gonna get this amped up version of, you know, you're gonna get
Yeah.
this big, you know, oh, this is our local dish, but amped up, you know, and you don't just get, you know, risotto slapped in a bowl. Here's your spoon, you know. That's what locals eat, not this delicate little bit with all these different tasters. And,
Yeah, like faffing about.
yeah,
sort
you
of
don't
thing.
you don't faff about. So you get to experience what real locals
Yeah,
eat.
yeah.
You know,
Like when we were given like rice soup for our breakfast in Japan and things like that.
And when
wasn't
we
it?
went to India and we were given that river fish.
Yeah.
And my third point would be, I suppose you get to see more of the place that you're staying in. Mm-hmm. Because when you stay in hotels, you just stay in the main city, you know?
Yeah.
But when you go and stay in a local's house, you get to see where the locals actually live, you know? So it's like, say you're in Las Vegas, you know? When you think of Las Vegas, you just think of the big city.
Well, use Washington, because we couch surfed in Washington, didn't we?
Yeah, okay. No, we didn't. Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, sorry. When you couch surfed in Washington, so you didn't just stay in the main city, you know, you stayed on the outskirts. So you got to get the train in. You got to you kind of feel like a real local, you know.
Yeah, you do.
And I suppose that's my third positive point is you get to immerse yourself in the local community almost, you know, even if it's only for 2 days or even a day, you still get to immerse yourself in that local kind of community feel. So yeah, I'd say those are my 3 positive points. We don't have to do the negative points.
Well, no, we won't. No, to be honest, I can't think
there's
of
only
any.
one negative point is the fact that you're just really nervous at the start, you know?
Yeah.
It's just a really good organisation.
It
you know?
is. It's amazing, isn't it?
You know, I hope they never stop it because it really helped us.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. But let me just ask you one negative thing then, because this is what everyone always says to me.
Yeah.
So at any time, Sonny, what's the matter?
Cold coffee.
Oh. At any time, did you feel unsafe?
No.
Okay.
Let me rethink that, actually. I'm just trying to think.
Well, don't try and make a mountain out of a molehill.
No, I'm just thinking, you know.
Oh. So I'll take it.
Yes, I did feel unsafe.
I knew it.
Just one place was Leonardo's. Do we want to go into that, though?
Well, it's going to take too long.
Okay, basically, so we stayed with a guy in Italy, and it was just a bit weird because he was a bit weird, you know. He just walked around the house shirtless, and he looked a bit like Einstein. His hair was just crazy, and when he looked at you, his grin was just, like, startling. And, but I don't know, it's just, I felt not unsafe in my life, but I just felt a bit uneasy.
Yes.
But to answer the question, I didn't really feel unsafe, I just felt uneasy once.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good out of the 37 times that we did it, you know?
Yeah.
Or how many times it was, I don't
37
remember.
hosts we stayed with, So to give you a brief description, this guy that we stayed with in Italy, he was eccentric.
You could just do a whole podcast on him,
Yeah, you could actually.
Yeah.
It makes such a good story. But we, if anyone asks us, we will. But yeah, let's just say that he was very, very eccentric. He lived in... I'm not going to say where he lived. He lives in Italy and in a city in Italy. And we turned up and he showed Tessa to her bed, which was actually how would you describe it? A rabbit hutch on the deck?
Yeah, like a dog kennel almost, wasn't it?
So, yeah.
Called it the Hobbit hole.
He called it the Hobbit hole, yeah. But it was a little bit like...
it was like where you keep firewood almost.
Yeah.
Just weird.
It didn't have any windows, did it?
No, it had one little window.
Oh, yeah, one little...
It's like the size of my hand.
Yeah. And it was outside on the deck with plant pots all on the top of it. And, you know, he'd made it nice inside. He'd put like a little mattress in there, hadn't he? Mm-hmm. But it was filled with cobwebs and spiders and stuff. Yeah. So what Tess did was she came in our bed, in our room. But because he was slightly... eccentric. We didn't tell him that she wasn't sleeping out there because we didn't want to...
He's just controlling.
Yeah, he was controlling. But that would make for another podcast a story about our Italian experience. So anyway, shall we wrap it up?
Yes.
I think we've come to the conclusion that...
Couchsurfing is good.
It's just fab, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is. Should we go again tomorrow?
No. Not yet. Just leave it a bit.
But I just want to stress, because I know my audience out there is, you know, my age and whatever. You don't think that it's just for kids.
Yeah.
And you can't do it with your family, because especially in Japan, they love families. They absolutely, if you've got kids, they're going to love you. And, you know, we went and stayed in an Airbnb in Wellington last week. It was no different. Only we were paying $100 a night for the privilege of it, you know? But no different. You're staying in someone's room in their house.
Yeah.
No different whatsoever.
No different.
So, if you're going travelling and you want to save money.
Save money.
I recommend it. Do you, Sonny?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
How do you want to pay for your haircut?
What?
How do you want to pay for your haircut?
By the way, I don't like what you've done to the colour. Okay, so we're going to wrap it up now, and next week we'll talk about some more money-saving tips, because there's other things we did, other free accommodation organisations we used that wasn't Couchsurfing, and we thought we might like to talk about that. So until then.
Thank you so much for listening.
And if you could comment and subscribe.
That would be great.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
And
share it with your friends if you know someone who's in need of a podcast to listen to.
Yep.
Here we are.
Yeah, here we are. We're not going anywhere.
No.
Just what is it you said? Full of love?
Rich in love.
Okay, speak to you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for joining us this week on the podcast. We have loved having you here.
If you guys could subscribe to us on iTunes and leave us a 5-star review.
Oh yeah, that would be nice.
That would be absolutely amazing. And make sure to share the podcast with your friends.
And if you'd like to hop over to the blog, find one of the little boxes that ask you to drop your email. I will send you a newsletter every week letting you know when we've released our new podcast. That will go straight into your inbox. So it's www.itsadrama.com.
All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your day, and we will see you next week for another podcast.
Look forward to it. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.